No good. The rug's too thick.
Bingo. The case number is listed in this file. It belongs to a Maggie Fielding. It appears she was picked up in the raid on the Carth house. She was brought in for an emergency detox and forced to go into rehab. It lists one known family member, a brother, Peter Fielding. Maggie and Peter are brother and sister.
Ugh, coming. You again? What is it this time?
I'm looking into Peter Fielding's death. Did you know him?
Look, I'm done talking about Peter. I've got my own problems. Just leave me alone. Ugh, coming. You again? What is it this time?
I'm working with the police.
And
I need to ask you a few things.
I've already told the cops everything. I wasn't there. Just leave me alone. You again? What is it this time?
This is Peter Fielding's...
Because I do? Ugh. You again?
You're Peter's sister, Maggie, right?
Sure. Fine, you got me.
Why couldn't you just tell me that before?
Because I'm trying to get healthy, working through the program, admitting I have a problem, just like my sponsor says. All that is the first step. I'm still working on the rest. Talking about Peter, that's step 5. I'm not ready. It's nothing personal. I just need to avoid thinking about him for a while.
And you're doing that by living in his apartment.
It's just temporary. I have nowhere else to go. And besides, what difference does it make? He's gone. He had a stupid accident, and now he's gone.
That's just it, Maggie. It might not have been an accident.
No. Whatever you're thinking, no. I need this to be over, you understand?
Then we need to talk. You can call your sponsor if you want to.
Screw my sponsor. Let's do this. So, talk.
Could you...
Sure.
Thanks.
Smooth.
What do you know about Peter's death?
Just what I was told. That he was fixing a light bulb and fell off the ladder. I remember thinking it was a pretty stupid way to go, especially for him.
How do you mean?
Did you know the guy? He was obsessed with health. To die just falling off a ladder? I always thought he'd outlive the world.
Why is Peter such a sore subject with you?
That's between me and him, or his ghost, or whatever.
It might help to talk about it.
I'm still working through the program. Talking about it is step number 5. I'm not ready for it yet.
Could you tell me about your father? He opened the gym, right?
Sure.
Could you tell me anything else about him?
If you want to know about him, you'll have to ask him yourself. Here's his address. He's always home.
Can't you tell me?
I told you.
So, what are you watching?
I don't know, some animated thing. Not normally into cartoons, but the ratings say it's good.
Is it?
I guess. They changed the main character's voice after the first episode, but it's not bad. Keeps my mind off, well, the stuff you keep bringing up.
Have you ever heard of the Grace Group?
What, those circle jerk meetings my brother went to?
You know about it.
Yeah, I know about it. Peter was a mess before he joined that group. If you ask him, he would say it helped him find himself.
Did it?
Who knows? I thought it was a cult. Might have been better if it was.
Why's that?
Look, never mind. Peter found himself. Good for him. I just have to focus on myself.
Do you know what happened at the...
No, Peter never said, and...
Do you know a Father Michael Cooper?
Look, I don't need a priest. I don't need to be saved. I just need to get healthy.
I'm not asking you to see him. I'm asking if you know him.
Oh. No, I don't know him.
Have you ever heard the name Benjiro?
Benjiro? No. Sounds Japanese or something.
How long was Peter working at the gym?
About 20 years? Never thought he'd do it.
Why?
Don't know. He seemed to drift around for a long time. He was a teacher, waiter, construction worker, you name it. Then one day, he decides that taking over Dad's gym is what he has to do. Now the gym is a neighborhood staple. Made it more popular than Dad ever did. Good for him, I guess.
Is there anything else you can tell me about?
I haven't spoken to him in years, but here I am. Surrounded, I suppose if I want to get healthy, this is the place to do it.
Tell me about yourself.
Opening up is step number 5.
Well, I'd better get going.
Sure, you know the way.
Wait, this is Greenwood Cemetery. This tombstone is faded and hard to read. This tombstone is... I talk with the dead, not their graves. I talk with... There are a lot of family crypts in this cemetery, some going back 100 years. It's a little structure overlooking the lake. That picture frame fell off the wall. Nobody's picked it up yet. There we go. Nobody can say I don't do anything nice. It's a calendar with personal training bookings marked on it. The month is written at the top in dry. It's a key card.
Hey, Peter?
Hey man, what can I do for you?
Say, can we reschedule that training session we set up?
Sure, we can do that. Let's go check the calendar outside. Hey, miss, you're dripping water on the floor.
Oh, sorry.
No problem, just be sure to put on sneakers or something if you want to work out here. Anyway, let's check the schedule. Huh? Is that the date? Hey, listen, I'm sorry, but there's an appointment I've got to keep. Can we sort this out another day?
Sure, no problem.
Thanks.
Officer Palmer?
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Is there anything in the system about a Connor Fielding? He died about 20 years ago.
Let's see. Our records from back then are a bit spotty, but can't hurt to check. No, nothing comes up, but it's a very common name. Is there anything specific you can tell me about him?
He was in the Army.
Oh, then there might be something in the Veterans Association records.
Aren't those public?
Not everything. But fortunately for you, I can access everything. Okay. Archived records. Connor Fielding. Ah, seriously?
What's wrong?
Idiots. They had no idea how to archive data back then. I can only look them up by service number. You don't know it, do you?
I do, actually. It's 070-234-541.
Well, that's handy. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Connor Fielding. Served in Vietnam from 1966 till 1969. Honorably discharged. Moved with his family to New York a few years later. Huh. That's interesting.
What?
It says here that the police were called to his apartment several times. Reports of raised voices. Possible domestic abuse. No charges were pressed, which is why it wasn't in our police records.
But it's in the military database?
Word gets around. Someone must have noted it in his VA file. Doesn't say much else.
So that info you got about Connor Fielding...
Well, there's no evidence to support anything, of course, but nothing changes, does it? Some guy has troubles and takes it out on his family. Someone calls the cops on him, but no charges are pressed. Happens way too often.
And that's what you think happened here?
Like I said, nothing changes.
Do you have any information on a Maggie Fielding?
Let me check. Maggie Fielding. Yeah, she was picked up in a raid not too long ago.
A raid?
A drug den in Chelsea. Some dump called the Carth House.
I know it.
Huh. Of course you do.
Anything else?
Just that she and about a dozen others were sent to the hospital for a detox. They were processed and let go.
That's it?
That's it.
Well, I'd better go. Thanks for the help.
Sure.
Coming. Oh, sure, come on in.
I learned a bit about your father.
You did?
The police were called several times to his house. No charges were made. It's not hard to read between the lines.
Huh. Well, I suppose you know everything now.
I don't, but I'm trying to.
Why? Why do you care so much? What does my father beating the crap out of my mother have to do with how Peter died?
There's something bigger going on.
That doesn't matter. I can't take on anybody else's problems. I'm barely dealing with my own. I've been trying to forget this crap my whole life, and now I have a chance. I'm not going back to that. I'm sorry. I know you think you have good reasons, but I really need to be alone right now.
Listen.
Please, leave.
Okay.
You have such a way with people.
Are you still here?
Just leaving. Where are you going?
To visit my precious father. Not that it's any of your business. My neighbors are kind of twitchy. You better get out of here before someone calls the cops.
Maggie.
Huh?
Huh. I had a feeling you'd follow me here.
I didn't follow you. You got here after I did.
You're not gonna leave me alone, are you?
You know I try and help you whenever I can.
Not until I spill everything.
I've never pressured you to talk to me, Maggie, although God knows maybe I should have.
I'm sorry, but it's important.
Maybe it's because I'm out of that stuffy apartment. Maybe it's because when I'm here, I know he's really gone.
I know. I miss him too.
Talking about it. The fifth step. My sponsor said I didn't have to do them in order. Many people don't. I guess now is as good a time as any.
I'd like that, Maggie. I really would.
So, talk.
Tell me about your father.
It's not about him. Not really. It's all wrapped up with Peter. It's always Peter.
What are you talking about?
What did Peter do?
Nothing. Everything.
Maggie, what are you talking about?
He took over my dad's gym, made it successful. I hated him for it.
Wait, what? Don't you remember how miserable I was? Drifting from job to job, hating all of them. Running Dad's gym was something I was good at. I thought you'd be happy for me.
Didn't Peter have lots of jobs he hated before he started working at the gym? Couldn't you be happy for him?
Happy? Happy that he took my father's name and made it revered?
I don't see the problem here.
The people in the neighborhood love that gym. They come by and say what a nice old man Connor Fielding was, and what a shame he died, and how nice that his son took up his legacy. Legacy. A legacy of bruises and hiding in the dark.
Bruises? What are you talking about?
You always believed her when she said she was clumsy. It was like some horrible after-school special.
Maggie, you're not saying what I think you're saying.
You never knew, did you, Peter? So wrapped up in yourself. You never saw what he was doing.
Why didn't you ever tell me?
Mom hid it from both of us, and I was too scared to say anything. In the end, it was just easier to say nothing. I'd hate you. And now it's too late. For what it's worth, I don't hate you anymore, Peter. But I need to get on with my life. Goodbye, brother.
Goodbye? What do you mean, goodbye?
Sorry, I should go.
Maggie, wait! Maggie! I never knew! I swear, I never knew! I just don't understand. Huh? My God.
I'm sorry, Peter.
I remember. The ladder. It broke. Oh, man. I don't feel so good.
Right. We don't have a lot of time. Peter, I need you to grab a hold of this.
What the heck is that thing?
No time. Just grab. Well, that was close.
Did it work?
Let's get back and find out.
This whole story is incredible.
It's all true, Peter. Can't you feel it? Like something is trying to pull you away.
I thought it was just indigestion, but I've never had indigestion in my life. Figures I'd get it when I'm dead.
Madeline, Have you had time to examine them?
I think... yes.
Madeline?
Yes, apologies. I believe I have all the information I need.
Huh? Madeline?
Ugh, I really don't feel so good.
This can't be right. Michael? What's going on?
Madeline!
Apologies, my host.
Madeline, what just happened?
That felt quite pleasant.
Madeline? Madeline? Hey!
You, Malone, stay back. You as well, Blackwell. I have absorbed enough energy to burn that precious body of yours to a cinder.
Why? Why do this?
Have you ever heard of the concept, the journey of the soul?
What?
It is said that every soul has a predestined fate or destiny, and the goal of every soul is to find it. But it is also said that the joy comes from the journey, not the destination. Have you ever wondered where you would be now without the grace group? Without the epiphanies that were pushed into your brains as if by magic? Maybe you would have all found your way, maybe not. But you skipped the journey, went right to the destination. It made your souls happy for certain, but it also made them weak, pliable, controllable by someone like me. And now, if you'll excuse me, I am still very hungry.
No! You. This whole time it was you?
Indirectly. I knew these souls existed, I just needed to collect them. I could not collect my host until last, because my existence here was tied to him. As for Fielding and Goffstein, they were sleeping spirits. They needed to be awakened, something only you could do. So, thank you for that.
What the hell are you doing this for? I pulled you out of the dark. You were free. Why mess that up?
Free. You, of all souls, tell me that I'm free. I am dead. For centuries, I have been dead. I was a good spirit guide. I did my duty. And yet, did I ever move on? Did I receive any reward? No. I was passed on from host to host, saving spirit after spirit. It became tiresome. Then my last host banished me. I remained there, in the void, alone, forgotten by the universe, until you brought me out.
Yeah, well, we all make mistakes.
But I was still not free. To fully free myself, I needed power, energy. These souls, these poor, misguided souls, were the nearest source I could find.
Collect? What do you mean by that?
Perhaps that word is not sufficient. Possibly consume, ingest, absorb. I took their energy as part of my own.
And what do you need energy for? What on earth could be worth all this?
Allow me to demonstrate.
Hey!
What the hell are you doing? Ah! Red, you okay? Come on, darling, say something.
Interesting. I wondered if I would have to relearn how to breathe or walk, but it all comes quite naturally, like putting on a tailored glove.
Madeline.
Hello, Malone. Seeing you with these eyes is different. Of course, it might be the spectacles, cumbersome things.
I'll show you cumbersome. How about a punch in the face?
Malone, there is no need for this hostility.
No need. You lied to us from day one.
I apologize for the ruse. I admit I have not been completely forthcoming.
No kidding.
Come now, Malone. Nothing has changed. I won't shirk the duty. I have no choice. We will continue to save lost souls. Performing it from this end could be refreshing.
I work with Red, not with you.
You can think of me as her, if it will help.
Like hell.
Sadly, you have no choice.
I'm gonna fix this.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
Red, fight her. Whatever she's doing, fight her.
She cannot. If her predecessors could not win against me, then she has no hope. Not with the power I now possess.
Predecessors? What are you talking about?
This is not the first time I have attempted this. In the void, I could only reach certain minds, the minds of other bestowers.
Other bestowers? You mean...
The other Blackwell women, yes. But I was too weak, and so were they. I could only control their minds for a few minutes before they broke.
Broke?
I did not expect that would happen, but some good did come of it. I eventually learned the proper approach, and finally I have succeeded.
You're insane. I mean it, Madeline, a stark, raving lunatic. Do you have any idea what you've done?
You dare condemn me, little ghost? Allow a few centuries to pass. Wait until you've been left abandoned in the dark, adrift, terrified. Then you can pass judgment. But until then, I must get to the business of living.
Stay here. We're not done talking. I said stay here. Ah! Hey! Now cut that out.
Do try and keep up.
Pretty solid, but it looks unlocked. It looks like a schedule of services. Fortunately, nothing's going on right now. It's not like I can do much from in there.
Hey, Maddie.
Yes, Malone.
You killed Lauren and Patricia.
I did not. I admit, their mind's rejection of me had unintentional consequences. But there was no malice intended.
Well, that's just Jake, as long as there was no malice.
Maybe you didn't mean to kill Lauren and Patricia, but you did kill George Austin.
As a spirit, I hardly think so.
Bull, you're the only one with any motive. I don't know how, but it was you.
Poor Cooper. A weakened soul is such a sad thing. And his mind was so easily controlled. Why, in such a state, he could be told to do anything. Anything at all. And he would do it, with no memory of it. Well, perhaps some residual guilt remained. He has gotten quite agitated since it happened. Fortunately, that is no longer relevant.
Now what?
I will simply live. I will grow old and I will die, like any other soul. And when that happens, perhaps I will move on as intended. It is a slim hope, but after centuries of existence, it is the best I have.
I'm gonna fix this, one way or another.
You honestly believe that?
This might seem strange to you, but yeah. I've always known I was here for a reason, and maybe this is it. To fix what spooks like you screw up.
That is amusing.
Amusing?
Yes. You honestly don't know. No. No, of course you don't.
Why are you pacing around?
No reason. I am just enjoying the sensation. It has been a long time since I have felt snow on my face.
That's not your face.
True, I suppose, but no matter. I am still enjoying it.
Of course I don't know what.
You think you are so special? You think you were... what? Chosen? You were nothing important, Malone. You were merely the last.
The last what?
The last spirit we saved. Before I was banished. I